Good morning. I'm Carol Black, and I'm a member of the Board of Trustees. No matter who you are, or what brought you here today, perhaps the return of Reverend Eve to our pulpit, no matter what your faith, your philosophy, your path, today you are a welcome member of this community for the next hour. We hold no creed or dogma here at the Unitarian Universalist congregation of the Swannanoa Valley. Love is our doctrine. We try to live by the 8 UU principles, which are printed on the back of the order of service, that even us seasoned UUs should really read every now and then. And we try to uphold our mission, the mission of this congregation, which is printed on the front of the order of service. We are mindful of our place on this land, and I invite you all to read with me the land acknowledgement you'll find on the back of the order of service. We acknowledge with respect that the land is the sacred ancestral home of the Cherokee and other Native peoples who survived and continue to make their home here. We deeply regret the genocide and broken treaties by which their land was stolen and from which we all benefit. We support the Cherokee as they seek redress for these injustices. We also acknowledge that this country was built on the stolen labor and denied ownership of land to enslaved Africans who continue to experience oppression, economic justice, and generational trauma. We bear a moral and spiritual responsibility to oppose and work to eliminate the ongoing harm of white supremacy and racism. It's our custom here on Sunday to acknowledge and welcome any first or second time visitors or anyone who hasn't been here for a long time. If you'd raise your hand, and if you'd like to stand and introduce yourself and tell us where you're from, we would appreciate it. Anyone on this side? Anyone new?
Hi, I'm Sandy, and my friend is Beverly. And I'm from Florida.
Anyone over here?
I am Marcia Kelly from Charlotte. I go a member of the community of Charlotte, and I'm here because I love Eve Stevens.
If you're interested in receiving our weekly e-newsletter or finding out more about our congregation, please see any of the members of the membership committee who are identified by orange name tags, or you can speak to Michelle, the membership of our chair, after the service at the credenza, the back where you got your name tag. And she has lots of information for you. I have a couple of announcements. General announcements. The Social Action Committee is coordinating a Swannanoa Valley Wild Service project to help restore a large pollinator garden at Lake Tomahawk. This Wednesday, 8:30 to 10:30, sign up in the portico after the service. Please remember next Sunday is homecoming and a celebration of Michael's return from sabbatical. And Eve has an announcement or two for you.
Good morning, everybody. Good morning. So, September 20th through the 25th, in preparation for the Blues Festival, I understand it's the second Blues Festival, there's going to be a Healing Hearts Festival. And you may have met Richard Garzarelli, his wife and daughter are here too. He is orchestrating this festival. And the idea is to provide a free space for the community to come and experience healing in body, mind, and spirit related to just being present with the experience of Helene together. And there will be workshops and I know local healers and meditation leaders, thought leaders are going to be offering free programming throughout the week. And we just hope you'll come check it out and be part of coming together to remember the anniversary of Helene and just feel where we are a year later. So hope you can make it September 20th through the 25th at White Horse, Black Mountain. We're lighting our chalice this morning with words by Amy Mackenzie, who says, "Welcome to this common, sacred space. Common because we are all welcome. Sacred because here we transform the ordinary and attend to the profound. We carry with us our regrets, doubts, fears, stories, laughter. May they inspire our worship. Above all, may we each meet what we most need to find on this day in this common sacred space." I want to share a poem by Hafez, the 14th century Persian poet. And in my interpretation of this poem, the divine, this force, this being that Hafez is always referring to as the beloved or the friend, this force is speaking to somebody who is just riddled with doubt and has gone into hiding from the world because those doubts are just too much to face. And the divine says this: there is a beautiful creature living in a hole that you have dug. So at night, I set fruits and grains, little pots of wine and milk beside the soft earthen mounds, and I often sing. But still, my dear, you do not come out. I have fallen in love with the someone who hides inside of you. We should talk about this problem. Otherwise, I will never leave you alone. Let's sing together. It's number 396 in your gray. Oh, 346, sorry friends. Come sing a song with me. Rise in body or in spirit.
Come sing a song with me. Come sing a song with me. Come sing a song with me, that I might know your mind. And I'll bring you home when home is hard to find. And I'll bring a song of love that grows in the winter time. Come dream a dream with me. Come dream a dream with me. Come dream a dream with me, that I might know your mind. And I'll bring you home when hope is hard to find. And I'll bring a song of love that arose in the winter time. Come walk in rain with me. Come walk in rain with me. Come walk in rain with me, that I might know your mind. And I'll bring you home when hope is hard to find. And I'll bring a song of love that grows in the winter time. Come share a rose with me. Come share a rose with me. Come share a rose with me, that I might know your mind. And I'll bring you home when hope is hard to find. And I'll bring a song of love that grows in the winter time.
I love that one. That's such a good one. Now is the time in our service when it is our tradition that you come forward here and light a candle or drop a stone in the water to honor a joy or a sorrow that you experienced this week. And we invite you to do this if it's your first time, if you've been here hundreds of times, or anywhere in between, so that we can hold that joy and sorrow with you.
For those of you who chose not to come up today, please know that we celebrate in the light of your joy, and we want to help you carry the stone of your sorrow.
Today's reading comes to us from Yehuda Amichai, and the reading is called "The Place Where We Are Right." From the place where we are right, flowers will never grow in the spring. The place where we are right is hard and trampled like a yard, but doubts and loves dig up the world like a mole or a plow, and a whisper will be heard in the place where the ruined house once stood. Thank you.
You all bring so many gifts with you to this beloved place, your time and energy and presence. And at this point in the service, we ask that you also give financially. Just give till it feels good. Thank you. Thanks.
Hello. Hey, I'm Anna Linda Metzner, the music director, and today is the second Sunday of September, so we're going to have some special performers, very special and unusual, the Ollie Songbirds. They are Sue Cannon, Mary Cornelison, Susan Hurley, Maggie Moon, and Peggy Moore. They're members of both the Asheville Senior Chorus at the Reuters Center and also our own UUCSB choir and lots of other choirs. They've chosen two songs from a concert given on International Women's Day at the Reuters Center last March to share with you today. And their first one will be Traveling Through by Dolly Parton.
Trying to find Oh, give me some direction, Lord. Let me lean on you as I'm traveling, 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 as I'm traveling through. I'm just traveling, traveling, traveling. I'm just traveling through. Traveling through. I'm just traveling.
Thank you all for your generosity. That was very invigorating. That was great. When I was in 10th grade, I took U.S. history with Mr. Campbell. Mr. Campbell was such a captivating teacher. If you bumped into him in the hall, he was always very quiet. He seemed almost shy. But in front of the classroom, he was so animated, somehow gentle and commanding at the same time. He told stories with energy and emotion and made even the dullest moments in history seem worth considering. Like all of my favorite teachers, Mr. Campbell planted seeds in my imagination. Some sprouted right away, and others took years to grow and bloom into insights that I would have missed without him. And I remember we did a unit on the American Revolution. And as part of that unit, we studied the Sons of Liberty. And the Sons of Liberty were kind of the rabble-rousers that organized the Boston Tea Party. They did a lot to get the American Revolution going. And to the point where they would tar and feather British officials or burn their homes down to get their point across. So very interesting characters. And for the first essay that Mr. Campbell had us write, he asked us to answer the following question. He said, were the Sons of Liberty patriots or terrorists? Were the Sons of Liberty patriots or terrorists? And that question blew my mind open. That one person's patriot could be another person's terrorist, or that a person could be a patriot and a terrorist at the same time had never occurred to me. And I struggled mightily writing that essay, filled with so much doubt about what was right and what was wrong, who was good and who was bad, and what the heck was the correct answer that would get me a good grade on that essay. Because up until that point, I had been taught history in a very one-dimensional way. You memorize the facts, who won, who lost. The curriculum that I had gotten used to was designed as a tidy container to hold a set number of facts. The story was certain, linear, and logical. With that one question, Mr. Campbell invited me into an entirely new dimension of existence. One where life did not play out in certain, linear, or tidy fashion. One where you couldn't tell exactly a lot of the time who the good guys were and who the bad guys were. And the gift he gave me with that question has been one of the keys to deeper learning throughout my life. One of the keys needed to make meaning from life's chaos. And the gift he gave me was doubt and the opportunity to wrestle with it. The word doubt comes from an Indo-European root word meaning two, and it evolved to mean uncertain and hesitant because we are of two minds. Multiple things are feeling true at once. Mr. Campbell helped me discover for myself the power of sitting with my doubt, allowing it to guide me toward a more complex place where there is no one right answer. By helping me to spend time with doubt, he gifted me the understanding that you have to venture out into the unknown without a map if you are going to explore the most interesting and worthwhile things in life. Now, don't get me wrong, doubt is no picnic. It's a miserable experience, and I tend to hate it personally. Doubt can convince us that we are better off staying small, that we have nothing to offer, that we are not loved, that we have no idea what we're doing. But spirituality has the power to transform doubt into struggle and discovery. Understanding doubt as an invitation to spiritual experience allows us miraculously to access doubt's life-giving properties, just as there are elements of snake venom that can be used to heal. Frances Kissling is a Catholic activist who built her life's work around sourcing medicine from doubt. She uses that medicine to help people on either side of the abortion debate connect with and trust one another. Kissling is a fascinating woman. She grew up so admiring the nuns who taught in her Catholic school. When she was 19, she became one and joined a convent, only to leave 6 months later to go to college and join the women's movement of the 1960s. She has remained deeply Catholic over her 82 years, while at the same time being a fierce advocate for access to contraception and legal abortion. When Kissling brings people together who are pro-choice and pro-life in the same room, she does not have conversion in mind. She often says the goal is not to get them to agree or even find common ground, but to find common life, a way to live together, trust each other, respect each other, the ability to talk and relate to one another with ease and openness. And she brings this connectedness about by leading them in spiritual practice. Before they can share anything about their story or their arguments that support their position, why they think what they think, she pairs a person who is pro-choice with a person who's pro-life and instructs them to share their answers to the following two questions. What do you admire? What do you admire in the other person's position? What gives you pause about your own position? And most of the time, it works. They connect, they build trust and relationship with one another, even if they never agree. If they came at each other wearing their armor of certainty and righteousness, they would just clash against each other. There would be no mingling of ideas and feelings, only a collision and then falling backward away from one another. But doubt removes the armor, softens us. Sharing our doubts makes us vulnerable and open. These people whose opposing opinions could put them at one another's throats take off the armor of their certainty and reveal what is soft and warm and real inside them instead. Doubt humbles us, breaks down the protective walls of what we know, what we believe, and when those walls crumble, we are left out in the open air where something new and wild has a chance to grow. Doubt, painful as it can be, is a necessary element of human transformation. At the heart of all great stories is transformation. There's a classic structure of formula to many of the most enduring stories that you've probably heard of. Writer and educator Joseph Campbell called that formula for transformation the hero's journey. And he summarized the steps of this story that we see thousands of times in different ways by saying the hero leaves the daily life that they know, ventures into the unknown, faces trials and tribulations, and returns home transformed, more wise and more powerful than before. We see this formula play out all around us from Star Wars to Mulan. In our lives, we leave careers, relationships, sometimes our hometown. And it takes courage enough to leave the familiar, the comfort of what we know. But by itself, the act of leaving the familiar is not what brings about our transformation. Luke Skywalker and Mulan leave the familiar and venture out into the unknown, but it's Luke's time in Yoda's swamp, facing his own anger and wrestling with the fear that he will never be ready to face his father. It's Mulan's time in training camp, coming in dead last every day, being rejected and laughed at by her fellow soldiers, wondering if she'll be strong enough to survive the battles ahead. These are the experiences, the trials and tribulations that put us face to face with our doubts about who we are and what we can endure. It is wrestling those doubts until they relent and let us pass that creates transformation. Only then can we return newly wise and newly powerful. It is our own doubts that hold the key to our transformation. For people who have committed to living a spiritual life, asking big questions, aligning ourselves again and again with what matters most. For us, like anyone, doubt is a daunting experience to move through, but a necessary one for living a meaningful life. The next time we find ourselves plagued with doubt, may we hear it as a signal that our heart is sending, telling us that something is more complex than it seemed at first. The next time we are visited by doubt, let us surrender to it enough to soften our certainty and righteousness, so we can form the deeper connection with others that would not be possible otherwise. When doubt comes, let us breathe deeply and wrestle mightily until that same doubt relents and allows us to cross over that crucial threshold into the expansiveness of our own transformation. Blessed be. Amen. would you be with me in meditation, getting a little more comfortable in your seat if you can, closing your eyes if you're comfortable, and just feeling the weight of your body in your chair. Feeling how the earth holds you too. And just noticing if you were carrying something heavy when you came in, holding tension in your shoulders. Just feel held for a moment by the ground, by the earth. And start to bring your breath in through your nose and out through your mouth. Notice the temperature of your breath as you breathe in, warming it through and then breathing out again. Let your forehead relax, your palms relax. And just keep breathing in through your nose, out through your mouth. As I offer you this blessing by the Catholic teacher, John O'Donohue. May the beauty of your life become more visible to you, that you may glimpse your wild divinity. May the wonders of the earth call you forth from all your small secret prisons and set your feet free in the pastures of possibilities. May the shelter and nourishment of all the good you have done, the love you have shown, the suffering you have carried, awaken around you to bless your life 1,000 times. When love finds the path to your door, may you open like the earth to the dawn and trust your every hidden color toward its nourishment of light. And may you come to see your life as a quiet sacrament of service, which awakens around you a rhythm where doubt gives way to the grace of wonder. Amen. We're going to sing together again. Number 51, I'm pretty sure. Lady of the Season's Laughter. Please. Mm-hmm.
I'm going to play through once in case this is unfamiliar, okay?
Seasons laughter in the stars. Lady of the turning age.
May your life awaken a rhythm inside you where doubt leads you again and again into the grace of wonder. Please be seated. Oh, well then, come on up.